Make sure you tune in every Sunday night for Sunday Night Live. Make sure you tune in every Sunday night for Sunday Night Live. Also, Monday through Thursday, we got a show we call Therapy Session, where we highlight young artists, new businesses, and more. Up-and-coming artists, you name it, it's there. That we do Friday Night Live, where sometimes it gets a little freaky, and we do the Freaky Friday. Okay? Also, make sure you go ahead and hit hustlefit.com and get your merch. Not only can you get merch, but you can also get the clothing line itself, where it's got men, women, and children clothing. All right there on one website, hustlefit.com. Make sure you go ahead and hit it. And today, we have a special guest. Welcome to the show. I'm your man, Bailey, a.k.a. Mr. Go Get 'em. And we are back in the building on a very special edition of No Cap Reacts. And we got a special guest in the building today. This person comes all the way from 304 Miami-Dade, Miami, Florida. They happen to be right here in Phoenix, Arizona. So without further ado,
it's time!
Hi guys, hello. My name is Jack Daniel. I am a rapper, and I am from the beautiful, beautiful city of Miami, Florida.
all right. First and foremost, how we always started, Jack, where can they find you if they need to find you?
They can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, any platform you can stream. All of my music streams worldwide. And my Instagram is @theofficialjackdaniel. My Snapchat is musicjackdaniel. You can follow me on TikTok @theofficialjackdaniel as well. But yeah, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
No problem. All right, so I'm pretty sure everybody gonna have the exact same question. Where the hell do you get the name Jack Daniel?
So when I was born, my mom wanted to name me Jack, and my dad wanted to name me Daniel. And so through time, they kept thinking, and if I was Daniel Jack, that just doesn't cut it. It ain't cutting it.
It's a little backwards too.
I'm telling you, I'll tell you what. So they named me Jack Daniel, and people always ask me, oh my God, are your parents alcoholics? Da, 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 da. But at the end of the day, no, they're not. It was just the name I was chosen for.
Okay. Now, we're going to go all the way back. When I say all the way back, all the way to the very beginning. Where are you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, so you from right here in the zona.
I am from the zona.
You're a Phoenician.
That's what the fuck is that?
Okay. So what was it like growing up in Arizona? Is this where you grew up at?
Yes. So I went to elementary school at Cherokee Elementary School. And I then was always the trouble kid. Like, I always was going through ups and downs in school. And I actually came out at the age of 9 years old. And my parents were very, very, very accepting of me. And I feel very fortunate for that. Pew, pew, pew. I feel very, very fortunate for that because I know a lot of our community doesn't have that support. And my parents have been together for, oh my God, 30 years as of July 31st. Ooh, but other than that, yeah, I mean, continuing in elementary school, middle school, I started to find who I was, and I went through a lot of hard times. I came home with black eyes. I got chased home on the school bus, and all those times only made me so much stronger and so much better today. And yeah, that's a little bit about my childhood. Oh my goodness.
All right. So growing up in good old Phoenix, Scottsdale, Arizona, right? Coming out, going through a bunch of bullshit. Like, what would you say, like, during your childhood, what are some of the things that you say you would probably go through on a regular basis? Like, what were your hobbies? What are things that you enjoyed doing? What
Yeah.
music were you listening to?
Yeah, so growing up, I was always a huge fan of actually Eminem and Nicki Minaj. I tell everyone if Eminem and Nicki Minaj had a baby, it would be Jack Daniel, you know? And listen, I'm one of a kind. I'm one. I'm number one. I'm the only one. Okay? So, you know, some of my hobbies, I was a international cheerleader growing up. I loved tumbling. I loved gymnastics. I was huge into sports too, baseball, basketball, volleyball growing up. But for some reason, international cheerleading stuck with me. And, even when I was younger, I used to be an actor and I was in the musical theater and I loved singing and dancing and acting. And yeah, I mean, I was in so many shows: Peter Pan Jr., Annie Jr., Willy Wonka, all these amazing Seussical. I mean, all these amazing musical shows. And I think that's where I get my performance side from. People always ask me, or tell me, they'll go, you're not a rapper. And I'm looking at them like, okay, well, what do you think I am? And they're like, you're an entertainer. You like to perform, you like to dance. And I was like, wow, you're really right. So I'm an entertainer. And all of that time and all of that energy growing up, being a cheerleader and performing and being that entertaining part of life, I always loved being in the spotlight and entertaining. Yeah.
Well, I will say this from someone that was in the music industry and has been around the music industry for a very long time. The ones that usually make it are just that they're entertainers. They're not artists per se because they have to be able to placate to a larger demographic. So everybody will look at you as a whole and be okay with listening to the music. They want to see you in movies. They want to watch your music videos and things like that. That is the truest form of entertainment. So if that's what you're hearing, keep doing that and watch your crowd base absolutely blow up and go crazy. And yeah, trust me, you'll be next level.
Oh,
So
thank you.
here we are today. How long have you been doing music?
I've been doing music since 2020.
Okay. What got you into, or what made you start doing music?
What made me start doing music, I was going through a really hard time through COVID. I had the wrong friends in my life. I went to cosmetology school, and then all of the state boards shut down because COVID-19, and I didn't really have a job at the time, and I was partying all the time because in the LGBTQ plus community through COVID, I mean, it was party after party after party with pool parties and Sunday fun day and, Friday night go out and all of these things. And I started to go down a deep, dark hole of depression and alcoholism. And I was just really not in a good state of mind. And, so I started to journal. And little did I know I could write lyrics. And I never thought 6 months later out of COVID that those lyrics would turn what they are today into what they are today. And shout out to Matty J. Matt Johnson is the individual who filmed all of my music videos. He was my one yes in life and told me, you have a gift and let's get you in the studio. Let's get something recorded. And now we're here.
All right, so in the time of you doing music, what would you say so far is your process? You're about to do it. Let's say right now you're in the studio, about to do a brand new song, right? What's your process like from beginning to end?
Well, I'm a gay ass rapper from the West Coast. I'ma slap it like it's roasting on that beefy roast. Now eat it. I'ma pop it in a split. Banana with the whipped cream, cherry on my fit. Okay? Listen, if we're in the studio, we're in the studio. When I go in, I always bring my lyrics for the engineer to be looking at while I'm, giving notes and things such as that. So that's the first thing. I walk in, I hand an NDA to the engineer that's working with me on my music, just to make sure everything's secure and everything stays within and between us working together. And then we start recording. And when I get into the studio, it's like nothing stops me. It's like an energetic connection with my angels in my soul. And I leave all the bullshit behind and I leave it all at the door. And when I walk in there and that door shuts, it's a whole new world to me. And that's why music is so special. I mean, music is therapeutic. Music is something that you just can't put a price tag on it. All these artists nowadays and labels, it's the money, it's the following, it's what looks good here, what looks good there, how many TikTok posts are you posting a day? And to me, music is art. Music is a form of therapy. And yeah, I mean, I love music.
So when you get in the studio, do you walk in with your lyrics, or you walk in usually with an instrumental?
Yeah, I do. I walk in with my lyrics. I give them an instrumental, and we go ham. We go at it. I tell them always, any engineer I'm working with, and I do have a team of people that I work very closely with, but if I ever have to get in a studio in another city, another state, another island, then, I'm always figuring out the studio to go to and the engineer that would best suit my music and what I do. And I mean, I walk in with the instrumental, I walk in with the lyrics, I walk in with the non-disclosure, and we go ham and we have so much fun. I always tell them, this is going to be the funnest time of your entire effing life. I tell them that. And they're like, I believe it. They're like, I believe it. Let's go, And it's game time. It's showtime. It's like you got to have that fire under your bum to really, really, really make a fucking banger, make a track,
So do you write prior to the studio or do you write in the studio?
Yeah, good question. It depends. A lot of the time I write prior to going into the studio, but I've definitely been in studio sessions where we're writing. If it's an 8-hour studio session, we're doing, 6 to 7 songs, working demos to really just create an album that, did I just really say album? That's a secret, but now you guys all know there is an album.
I got a no Capp exclusive.
Yes, work. Yeah, next year I'll be dropping an album, and I'm so excited for it. It's something that I've been working really, really, really hard on. Any of you artists out there, you know how hard it is to drop an album. You know how much work, the visuals, the TikToks, the Instagram posts, the press, everything that goes into the things like that and the business aspect of things. I mean, putting together an album is a whole nother world and a whole nother ballgame. Would you agree with me?
Oh, 100%. Putting an album together. So when I was doing music, I got signed. So
to what label?
Sony.
Oh wow, beautiful.
So at a song specifically, Young Jeezy, Lil Wayne, Young Buck. I was getting clearance for a specific song that had a Jay-Z snippet in it.
Okay.
It was a lot. It's a lot. And going from studio to studio, and going from producer to producer to producer, which my main producer and the person that I would give a lot of my credit to is Gil Flow for Gil Flow Productions. He now works with Timbaland.
Oh, Timbaland lives in Miami.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he is a wonderful human being. I work with Adam Wade, my manager, and Adam, he is incredible. And, he worked very closely with Kid Ink. And yeah, he's very close with Timbaland, Tony Chalk. Have you heard of Tony?
Yeah.
Tony Chalk's the shit. I mean, I'm creating with Post Malone and Caskey. Caskey's the shit. Shout out to Caskey, man. That man knows how to rap. He knows how to do music for sure.
So putting an album together is actual work, but that's like on a very high level with includes shit, crazy budgets and things such as that. When I did get away from music, doing it on my own, or shall I say when I got away from the label, doing it on my own, it's still the exact same process. It didn't involve the I removed most of the budget, but at that time I also knew a lot more people in the music industry. So now it was like I could get a verse on GP. All we had to do was get it cleared, which that's the hugest thing is when you start putting features on yours, getting those cleared through labels when you're dealing with people that are signed. That's where the work is, and that's usually the holdup on so many different albums because if there are different labels, the different labels have to go through this. It's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and
Then the marketing.
you want to make sure you get the right distribution deal, or you want to make sure you get the right contract. I mean, some artists that I know, they get stuck in these contracts with labels, and they're like going crazy in their heads. They're like, not able to create the music they want to create because they're signed under contract with big major corporations,
And they dictate everything you do, which
I'm telling
goes to
you.
the are you looking to be signed? Are you signed? Are you looking to stay independent?
I am independent as of right now. I am looking to be signed, but I'm not looking to be signed. I'm letting the correct and the right energy connect with source and with the higher power, and it'll all align when the right timing happens.
Jason jumps in the chat, says Elvis is in the building.
Come on, Elvis. Come on, Elvis Presley. He's iconic. Would you agree?
100%.
That man is iconic.
All right, so when you're with your album, are you DistroKid? How do you plan to distribute it?
I'm going to distribute it through TuneCore. I feel like, a lot of people use different platforms to distribute their music, but some of these platforms take a big percentage of your royalties and your money. And, TuneCore doesn't. TuneCore, you pay them a certain amount depending on what you're dropping, and they don't take any of your royalties. So that's why I choose to go with TuneCore, because business wise, I think it's a clever, outlet for sure.
Definitely a good way to go.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you say right now is your hot track?
One of my hottest tracks out right now is Two Ways. It was premiered on the Judge Mathis show. I was getting sued $3,000 from a gig that I performed, but he crazy.
Wait, hold up.
He crazy.
So Judge Mathis is an actual judge?
Yeah, he's an actual judge.
Like it's not just a show. You're not paid to go on there to take your shit. Like you're really litigating a real case.
I got a letter in the mail stating you have to go to Judge Mathis. Flies me out first class, picks me up in a black car, brings me to a hotel. Get to the hotel. I'm like, I'm so hungry. Go to a dive bar in the city of Chicago. And if y'all know Chicago at night, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. I mean, boom, okay, look. But yeah, it's very dangerous. So I go, I get some golden medium wings. If you know a little Carolina golden, if you know, okay? Yeah, I go there and I go back to the hotel the next morning. There's no filming or anything. And then the next day you film. Pick me up in a black car, takes me to the court. I'm like shaking out my boots. Like boots the house down concletas. If you don't know what concletas means, it's sandals, bitch. Okay? And now I'm at the court and I was like, if you're going to put me on a court show, I'm going to give it a show. I'm going to give a show. So, yeah, it's a whole moment. Go watch the Judge Mathis show. It's in the link in my bio on Instagram.
So, how did you release your song with the Judge Mathis show?
I didn't release it with the song actually. I They asked me. They said, since you're a rapper, would you want to put a clip on TV of a 30-second clip of your music? I said, that's so kind of you to ask. I would love that. And so they played like a minute and 30 seconds. Judge Mathis was so intrigued, and I was just playing around with him in court. I was telling him shit. It was so hilarious and so fun. But the Judge Mathis show is quite the experience for sure.
What are some of the other things that you've done in this time frame in your career?
Yeah, I went on a West Coast Pride tour. I also worked very closely with the Pride organizations in Arizona, as well as Los Angeles. I also worked with San Diego Pride. I've worked with, you name it, Miami. I've worked with a lot of different cities, and it's a whole nother ballgame when you're doing it independently, because you go to these people and they look at you like you're not where you're supposed, you're not at the level that you feel that you're at, or you're not, you don't have, a label, so you can't perform here. You don't have X amount of followers, so you can't perform here. But for some reason, every time I've spoken with certain individuals, they give me a shot. They see potential. And I'm very grateful for that. So I've done a lot of performances, and I feel like if you come to a Jack Daniel production and you see a production, you will understand me more as an artist, because like people say, I'm an entertainer and I love to dance. And, there's nothing better than shaking that ass and really just giving a fucking show.
All right, so let's back it up a little bit. How the hell did you end up in Miami from Scottsdale?
Well, a lot of the producers from LA, they all picked up their shit and moved to Miami, just like Timberland. It's an outlet for rap and R&B right now. And so that's why I moved there. Basically, pretty much the LGBTQ community as well is very big out there. It's a very big community, and everyone comes really close to unite as one. In Arizona, the LGBTQ plus community here is awesome, but it's not like a big city like Miami. You know what I mean?
True. And during the Rona, Miami absolutely exploded. More so because they didn't shut anything down. And it has definitely become the new Hollywood.
For sure. It became the new Hollywood. And, everyone's there. It's an amazing place to be. I recommend anyone, if you have any place or destination to go to, come to Miami and really tour it. It's an amazing place. The Versace Mansion, Palace. In fact, I'm performing at Palace November 3rd, and I'm so excited to announce that. Yeah, thank you. It's something that's just going to be monumental. It's the biggest drag bar in the world. I'm like, what? Wow, you want to give me an opportunity? Shout out to AJ. AJ in the house. He is someone that is such a kind soul. And I thank him so much for giving me this opportunity to express my art to the world at a very well-known establishment. Thank you so much, AJ.
So what are some of the things that you've done in Miami since you've been there?
I've performed. My last show was on September 1st this month. And I performed in a really, really known gay bar, Nathan's. He gave me the opportunity to perform at his bar, and 450 people showed up. It was packed in there. It's a 300 max capacity, or I want to say 350 max capacity. And the fact that we got that many people there, the community showed so much love and support, and it was just such an amazing moment. I brought my mom and my dad up on stage, and I just said how incredibly grateful I am for them. You know, I'm like, this is my mom. Everyone's like, or I'm like, this is my mom. Everyone say hi, Jenny. And everyone's like, hi, Jenny. And I'm like, this is my dad. Everyone say hi, Bruce. And everyone's like, hi, Bruce. It was such a monumental moment for me in my career, for sure.
So I would say the highest point in doing music for each person, I usually say, is being on stage. The first time you were on stage, what was it like?
Oh my God. It was a Charlie's performance here in Arizona. I was shaking out of my boots. I mean, I was so nervous, but I was so excited at the same time to finally be able to share my music with the world. And Banana Split was born the night I performed, and it released that night, and it reached 29,000 streams on Apple Music and about 58,000 on Spotify. I mean, it just blew out of proportion because it went viral on TikTok with the first 10 seconds of "fuck me, Danny," and everyone was doing stupid shit to it. It was so fun. I mean, it was such a cool moment for sure in my career.
All right, and now that you've developed more into an artist, you've done more shows, you've released more music. What's it like being on stage now?
Still nerve-wracking, you know. I'm always nervous. If I'm not nervous, I know it's not going to be a good show. It's not going to serve cunt. It's not going to serve everything. It's not going to serve boots the house down. It's just going to be an average show. And when I get nervous, I know this show is going to rock everyone's world. And so every performance I get nervous prior. It's a lot of energy and adrenaline running through your body when you're about to perform for a bunch of people. So I think any artist can relate to that for sure.
Damn sure. Okay, so as an artist, I know that when you are doing a show, you have songs that you love, songs that you like, but there's that song that you perform that makes fuck everybody else. It just makes you feel like a million. It's that song that you love to do. What song is it for you?
It's really the start of the show. I come out and sing Lollipop. I did a single series with Lollipop, Banana Split, Peppermint Pussy. I have a song coming out in the next 2 weeks. It's called Gumdrop. Maybe we can do a little segment of Gumdrop at the very end of our podcast, but if you'd like.
Well, I'm definitely going to ask you about these names.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that is very, it's new. It's Tekashi 6ix9ine. It's like the names are not your typical names that you would have for a song, which is the same thing he does, but that's what draws people in.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Tekashi 6ix9ine is an incredible artist. And, you know, I think a lot of his Instagram is, you know, clout chasing. I think a lot of his Instagram is about girls and, you know, blessing people and making sure people feel loved and taken care of. But the man gets in trouble a lot. He likes to have a fun time. And I admire that for sure. But I feel as if, yeah, I mean, would you agree with me?
He's an extreme troll. And as an extreme troll, it's like his job to, so he's a, best way to explain Tekashi is he is a two-trick pony. On one end, he wants to troll the entire rap game because as long as you can keep people talking about you, he's going off of the moniker, all publicity is good publicity. But then on part two is he shows his softer side where he gives back to communities. He builds communities. He literally travels throughout all of South America and all the Latin cultures, and he gives back, which makes him more of a humanitarian. And what that does is that resonates with a lot of the fans. The female bass that he doesn't have, he'll grab real quick. The male bass that he doesn't have, especially with him going and doing Latin music the way he did, it blew up and literally took it over. And then he's like, okay, now I'm gonna come back to rap in the U.S. is phenomenal. And I will say I'm gonna give that 50% of that. I'm definitely giving to Tekashi and his team, and then the other half of that, I got to give it up to my nigga Whack 100.
Yeah.
So
I agree
Whack
with
is all
everything.
about the marketing. That is major marketing. Even the situation that they did with oh, what the hell? I can't even remember his name. He just did a song where he had, what the hell is his name? I'm drawing a blank right now, but he did Super Gremlin. But when he just did that track, that was like, it was, man. So you have Tekashi 6ix9ine. Here, let me pull it up real quick. And him doing that track together was something that no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It did exactly what it did. It was meant to break the internet, and it broke the internet. And when you do things like that, it's gonna happen. Kodak Black. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Him and Kodak Black. And the best part about it is Kodak Black literally started his verse out calling 6ix9ine out for exactly what 6ix9ine has done.
That part.
That's where you have to absolutely just love it, because you know, like, it's just business and it's just about the money. But 6ix9ine is so comfortable with who he is, and he owns and takes accountability for everything that he's done.
For sure.
That it's hard to really hate him for it, as much as everybody hates him for it.
You know, I gotta say, I agree with you on that. I think his vision and his creative ability to create what he creates is so incredible. The colors and the rainbow and being all inclusive with people and really showing his love. He's incredible on that side. I've seen him perform at Gold Fest. I believe that's what it was called. Gold Fest here in Arizona. Gold Fest? Is that what it's called?
That's the one that's at Tempe-Town Lake, right?
No, it's downtown at Indian School Park.
We have so many goddamn festivals.
I know, man. It's crazy.
Oh, I think it's Pot of Gold. The
Pot of Gold.
Pot of
there
Gold.
You go.
Yeah,
That's what's
the
up.
one that I went to was at Tempe-Town Lake, and then they moved it to downtown. It goes back and forth depending on whichever one's available at the time. And I think they did Pot of Gold at Tempe-Town Lake the year that I did it. They had Kanye. They had 21. There were the bigger artists. So because it was going to garner in more people, it made it easier to not do it downtown.
Yeah, it's like hip hop music and rappers and things such as that. Pot of Gold is such a fun festival to go to.
Fire.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the song that I saw, Banana Split, the video that I saw, who thought of the concept of that video?
That was all Jack Daniel, actually, myself. From wardrobe to, finding a creative designer to design the set. And then my mom did a lot of the props on the set and made sure the set looked amazing. My mom is my best friend, not only my best friend, but one of my set designers. Yeah. And, oh my God, they basically, my dad got on a phone call with my team, my ex-manager at the time, and he talked to my videographer on the phone, my producer was on the phone, everyone was on the Zoom call. And they told my dad, if Jack wants to do what Jack wants to do, he is going to have $20,000 to do it. And my dad's like, okay, sounds good. And everyone ends the phone call and he looks at me and he goes, and I thought he was going to tell me, I got you. I believe in your art. I think you're going to do great. Now he looks at me and he goes, I built my empire. Now it's time for you to build yours. I went around and raised $20,000 in a month and a half. and I put on the production such as Banana Split. And that's how my career was born.
Okay, that's major. So the concept of the video, the videography, the colors, the like everything that was done in that video was something that you don't see very much, especially in this day and age where in the late 90s, early 2000s, videos were the shit. They had concepts, they had like it told a story. A lot of that is lost today. That video brought that back. So
Like Nicki Minaj, like Katy Perry.
old school Missy Elliott.
Come on now. That's what's up. Missy Elliott, talk about TLC. Okay? Giving Tina Turner.
What is the thought process that you had going into making or even creating the concept of that video?
Every lyric mattered of that video. You know, from I'm a gay ass rapper from the Westy Coast to then I swipe my card, the Amex Black, and doing that in the Barbie box with the Jackie on it. And, you know, I'm talking about Paris Hilton. And when I think of Paris Hilton, I think of Barbie. And so I think of pink and I think of, you know, so I said something in the song along the lines of Paris, on the other hand, looking like a dime, that's hot. Then she snorts a line. So I'm like, how funny would it be if I snorted a line in a Barbie box, right?
Yeah.
I snorted a Banana Split. And I like, because you can't just do that kind of stuff on, you know.
And not put, you can't put it on YouTube or anything else at that time then.
Yeah, no. So we used the Banana Split and it was iconic. I mean, every scene mattered from then I left in my Benz to pick up all my friends, stopped at the smoke shop, picked out all our pens. I mean, we were in a Mercedes and a G-Wagon and it was pink and it was just an incredible moment. So every lyric mattered. And so I made an Excel sheet scene by scene. There was like 32 scenes or 35 scenes. And I went scene by scene and I just created that vision of a giant Candyland board with dancers shaking their ass and making it like ratchet Candyland, like Candyland just got dirty.
So your latest song, what's it called?
My latest song that has dropped is called Koozie, and Mitchie Mirage features on it. Incredible artist. Tatted from head to toe, also part of the LGBTQ plus community. And I mean, he did a fantastic job on that feature. Yeah.
And where can that be seen at? If people want to find your music and your videos, where will they go to?
They can go to my Instagram and click the link in my bio at the official Jack Daniel. Again, that's at the THE official OFFICIAL Jack as in Jack and Daniel as in Daniel, not with the S, not the Daniels, the Jack Daniel.
Tell them.
Yeah, and just click the link in my bio. It'll take you to all of my music. It'll take you to the Judge Mathis show, like we talked about prior. It'll take you to my music videos, my merchandise on my website. Yeah.
Now you got a new song coming out.
Yeah, it's called Gumdrop.
All right. What is the concept of Gumdrop?
Well, my ex is in it. He is in the beginning and it's like, hi, sexy. And I'm like, hi, daddy. And it's all about, you know, relating gumdrops to sexuality and to a sexual encounter. And I mean, I say, playing with myself while I'm chewing on some dots. Lemon, lime, berry, cherry, orange, tasting on my cum shot. He said, ooh, it tastes so sweet, like a tropical tree, and he's swallowing on my mate. He was horny when he tasting on my cum, fruity like the rainbow. Are you seriously dumb? I'm gay, I'm a fag, and I'm fucking proud. If you're fruity like a tootie, you better scream it out loud. Yeah, I just go ham. I go ham, for sure.
And where did you get the passion for said song?
I'm sorry?
For your latest song. What
The passion that drove it was, the Candy inspired singles that we're dropping. And this will be the last Candy inspired single that drops. And then my album next year is going to be more real and serious and connecting with my fan base and connecting with my audience members and connecting with my friends. Because maybe, they need that. And, not swearing all the time in my music and you got to think, I used to be fucked up. I used to get really, really fucked up. And now I'm sober. And so with that being said, being sober, your mind is clear and your mind is right. And so when you make music that way, it's a whole nother picture. It's a whole nother vibe. It's a whole nother energetic connection. When you're fucked up, and a lot of artists are fucked up making music. Like they be doing coke and fucking ecstasy pills and painkillers and drinking in the studio and getting fucked up because, they have to in order to have their outlet. But I feel like instead of synthetically having an outlet, why not have an organic outlet?
Okay, let's go into that. So, you had a point where you kind of hit a low, and alcohol seemed to be your choice of coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Okay, what got you there in the first place?
Being in the studio. Yeah, and also with my ex. And I don't want to dive too much into it because that's confidential information. But towards like the second, third year, it really got toxic, and I feel like I just started. At first, it was Adderall, and then it was drinking with Adderall, and then it became worse and worse and worse. And then he broke up with me, and 2 weeks later, I packed my shit up, moved to Miami to continue my music career. And yeah, I've been in Miami for a year now, and it's incredible.
So in the situation, like what prompted you to want to make the change and get away from such toxicity?
Yeah, it took a lot of self-work. It took a lot of healing. I always masked using drugs. I masked my feelings. It was a way of coping with my life and trying to be happy when I really wasn't happy. And I finally did the work to become happy, and I went to AA meetings and just tried to find other sober people to hang out with. And I found that family, and I'm able to stay sober in an environment that I feel comfortable being, and in a state of mind that I feel is correct and right.
Not gonna agree with you there. Being in the studio, one of the hardest things with music is the incessant drug use, the parties, the incessant drug and alcohol use. It makes it pretty hard for a lot of people, which they get wrapped up in the game because, well, it's always there, it's always available, and whether we like it or not, a lot of people are usually trying to push it on you because it's what they're doing. There's a theme in the world that if you can't have fun without drinking, or you can't have fun without being high. How do you plan to tackle those issues as they become? Because you're clearly on a trajectory that has you going up and up and up and getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right.
So when you get to the top and a lot of things become to be more available to you, how will you ground yourself in your sobriety?
It's really mind over matter, and it's really having a strong passion to stay sober and to go out and know it's okay to have fun, but to wake up the next morning like it was all just organic fun, and to remember everything, and to remember the conversations I had, and to remember the drive and the way I got home. It's a different life. Drugs are a dark life. It's a deep, dark life. And going forward in life, I'm just going to stay having a strong mind. And no matter who tells me come on, just have a drink, or no matter who tells me, come on, just take a bump, I will never again, because I know how toxic that was for my life. And I know how hard it was for me personally. I couldn't control myself. A lot of people can control themselves, but I personally could not control myself. If I took a bump, I'd have to take 20 of them. If I drank one shot, it'd have to be 30 shots. Finish the bottle, you know? Like, I can't control myself, so therefore I can't reward myself.
Well, great in the self-awareness. All right, so at this moment, we go and we say, fuck everything music. This is the part of the show where we call rapid fire questions. So I'm going to ask you questions. Just answer them quickly and directly. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Have you ever been in love?
Yes.
Do you have tattoos?
No.
Do you love ice cream?
Yes.
Can any of your friends unlock your phone?
No.
Do you believe in fate?
Yes.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Calling or texting?
Calling.
What do you love eating on dates?
Chinese food.
When did you get your first kiss? Or how old were you when you had your first kiss?
Couldn't tell you. I was a fucking hoe when I was younger.
Super strength or invisibility?
Super strict.
Favorite sexual position?
Doggy style, baby.
Movie or series?
Movie.
Watch or necklace?
Actually, series.
Okay. Watch or necklace?
Necklace.
Clothes or shoes?
Shoes.
Dream car?
That one's hard. Dream car. Convertible Bentley.
Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram, duh.
What food can you not live without?
Focaccias from Zips in Arizona.
Okay. What was the song you were listening to in your car?
I know it. What was I listening to?
We'll come back to it.
Something like that.
One thing you'll never do again.
Get fisted.
Okay. Who was your last kiss?
My last kiss was, couldn't tell you.
Okay. What is the best part of your morning?
Jerking off.
Worst fear?
Dying.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Cookie dough.
Celebrity crush?
Zac Efron.
Favorite TV show?
Stranger Things.
Social media or hanging out?
Social media.
Who are you currently crushing on?
This guy named Andy.
All right. Dream career?
To be on the Grammy stage as a fucking artist.
Okay. And then this one is very crucial. What's the best podcast in the world?
This fucking podcast. Come on now. No Capp reacts. Okay.
And that is what we call rapid fire questions.
No, we didn't finish.
Well, oh yeah. What was the last song you had in the car?
What was the last song I had in the car?
That you were really listening to when you really pulled up? What were you listening to?
Are you really ready?
Yep.
You're not ready.
I'm ready.
Oh, are you sure?
Positive.
I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now. What can you see? Someday I'll be Sing it with me.
I don't even know what song it is.
Part of that world. Part of your world. Little Mermaid. Chloe Bailey.
Good shit. Okay. Now, we're going to get away from music and all the crazy shit that goes with that. When we are talking to, and someone meets Jack, what does Jack like to do in life? Like, what are your hobbies? What are things that you do that take you away from the music world, the scene of people? Like, you're with your best friends. What are you guys doing?
We'll go out sometimes. I like to play volleyball with the LGBTQ volleyball league in Miami, the Sand Volleyball League. I take my dog on walks, and I take him to the beach. Love going to Hollover, the nude beach. Oh my God, it's so much fun. I mean, you got sexy boys, you got old men, you got hot wives, you got husband and wives.
Sexy boys and old
you
men.
You got the twinks, the jocks, the otters, the bears. I mean, you got it all. You name it. You got the cruising. You know what cruising is?
No, I have no clue. Like
Cruising
car cruising?
No, cruising. No, cruising is public play. Yeah, like fucking in the public, like fucking in the wilderness, fucking at the,
I thought that was being a voyeur.
Yeah, like fucking in the gym sauna, fucking in the koozie, fucking in the sauna, turning it around, busting it down like Tatiana. Yeah. That's cruising. Fucking at the park, fucking in the public restroom.
Stay away from the parks, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all might get a rap that's on you for the rest of your life. You got to register with the neighborhood.
Okay.
leave this clearly where it is available to you and it is legal. Because if you get caught doing half of this shit, you're gonna be registered.
Yeah, for sure.
So for you young people that are watching this, be careful. Fucking in the backseat of the car can lead to other things.
Okay.
So, all right. If what would you like the people to know about you that they wouldn't just get out of listening to your music?
Hard worker, dedication, countless nights of no sleep, creating the next music video, creating the next project. That's why when you ask me about friends, like I do things that are beneficial, yoga, volleyball, all those things, because it only helps my energy rise more. But usually I'm not hanging out with friends. I'm working on my music like all the time. If it's not the next TikTok post, it's the next Instagram. If it's not the next Instagram, it's the next TikTok. If it's not the next TikTok, it's writing the next song. If it's not writing the next song, it's getting in the studio, recording the next song. If it's not that, it's the next music video. It's back and forth and continuance. So it's always something, and there's always something to do. And that's what changes an artist, because there's always artists trying to make it. And if you take one day off, that's an opportunity for another artist to take that spot in the industry. And I will not allow that.
So again, let the world know where because we're like 300,000 to 400,000 people every couple of weeks now that are gonna see this.
Okay.
Where can they find you?
They can find me at the official Jack Daniel. All over Apple Music, all over Spotify. I'm on TikTok at the official Jack Daniel. You can click the link in my bio on Instagram. You can go and see the Judge Mathis show that we talked about. It is hysterical. You can see all my music videos on YouTube. You can see it all on the link in my bio on Instagram. Please, please, please support. If you like, hit that follow button. If you like my music videos, hit that subscribe button. And let's come together as one and unite. Let's grow. Let's go.
Good shit. So how was the show?
The show was absolutely amazing. This show or the show in Miami?
This show.
This show. This show was absolutely amazing. I had so much fun with you. I want to thank you so much for allowing me to come here and giving me this opportunity to be on this podcast with you. I had a time and a half. What about you?
Hey, this is good for me.
Okay. This has definitely been a talk.
Yeah, I like to have good conversations with good people, right? So good conversation, good people, and then allowing you to put yourself in front of everybody that tunes in to my crazy ass and the shit that I say and the shit that I do, right? They love to come. They love to see the new artists. They love to see new business owners. They love to come see some of the crazy nonsense, because there's really nothing off limits here. So to me, this is absolutely amazing. Hopefully this is something that leads you to get to where you need to be at. The right people see it.
Yes.
You get that telephone call, you get that email, you get the DM, whatever the situation is. I'm all for it. I don't need any accolades or thank yous or nothing. When you're ready to drop that album, you have my number. Hit me up. You can come sit your ass right back down where you're. Well, actually, you won't be sitting right there, because in about 2.5, 3 weeks, we're moving this, and it'll be a bigger space.
Word.
But you're still going to be in the same situation. Let's put it like that.
Congratulations.
So
that's
appreciate
amazing.
It. But yeah, this is always fun. I absolutely love doing this, because this is the thing. You should already, as an artist, who's beating your door down to interview you?
No one. You got to beat their door down.
Correct. And the other crazy part about that is, until you're somebody to the world, you're nobody. Right. So me knowing that, and me doing music and being in the industry and seeing what it was like before I got signed, no one cared about me. But the moment I got signed, everybody cared about me. I'm older, so when I was doing it, there was really no podcast, there was no internet, there was no Facebook. A lot of these things are brand new. We're brand new then. So this wasn't available to us. So it was radio stations and interviews and things like that. But again, nobody was beating the door down. And I realized when I started this and got on this platform that, yeah, I know everybody in the music industry, and I could put them on my show and like blow this thing out the damn water. But fuck that. I want to take the people that are looking to come up and help them get to where they are at, and get them on the show to give them a voice and let people be able to connect with you. Because the people that watch this show...
Thank you so much.
The people that watch this show will have no idea who you are until you actually blow up. Well, now they have access to know who you are before you blow up. And that's where that cult following, where you then become the NBA young boys, you become the Tekashi 6ix9ine, you become the Little Dirks, where people watch you go from the bottom to the top, and they can see the things that you go through. So
for sure,
I'll be the first one to say, keep doing exactly what you're doing. Don't stop. Push it. Keep working hard. You'll get there. And congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
So again, let the world know where they can find you.
At the official Jack Daniel on Instagram. Click the link in my bio and find all of my exclusive content. No, I'm not an OnlyFans star, but you can go see all my music. You can go see all of my music videos, the Judge Mathis show, my merchandise on my website. Everything that you need to see is the link in my bio on my Instagram at the official Jack Daniel.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode here on No Cap Reacts. Make sure you tune in. Well, actually, tomorrow. Tomorrow we got Chef Ramsay in the building. Monday through Thursday, we've got therapy session. Oh, this week's lineup is amazing. Friday Night Live, make sure you tune up for Friday Night Live. Wait until you see who I release. That's going to be coming through the show in the next week. Also, yep. Make sure you go ahead and get your merch as well as your clothes from hustlefit.com. You got No Cap Reacts merch as well as Hustle Fit clothing for men, women, and children. Again, hit hustlefit.com and get whatever it is that works for you. Outside of that, I definitely want to say thanks for tuning in to another episode of No Cap Reacts. This is a special edition of Saturday Night Live. And with that,